Alright, so I'm gonna try to start installing the driving lights that will go in these two square cutouts. Um, these are the lights that I got. So these are very common on eBay. They're if you search LED auxiliary lights, you'll get probably 100 different vendors selling basically the same unit. These are very inexpensive. I'm trying to remember how much I paid for these, but there's two versions. There's ones that have a mounting kit that basically has a bracket that holds it right here where my fingers are, and you could adjust it, like pivot up and down. That's for like a periscope mount. And then you could also utilize these holes here to do a flush mount. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna mount this up in here, and then I bought a wiring kit also on eBay. These were, I got them, I think I got them at a time where this was the cheapest one I could find, but basically it's all waterproof. It was only like $9.99 or something like that. It's very cheap, 10 bucks basically, and I was surprised at the quality actually. Let me show you what it looks like unwrapped. So basically you have the positive and negative wires for one, then it splits to the second one, then that's the main harness that goes to the battery. It's got an inline relay and fuse. Then you have the two terminals for the battery, positive and negative. Positive's right here. Then you have a disconnect plug that goes to a waterproof switch also. So it's got like a little rubber bellows around it. The reason why I got the waterproof kit is because the battery is basically an external battery. Now, the one thing that has me a little bit worried is there's a lot of wire between where the lights hook up and the battery, but then there's not a lot of wire going to the switch. So I don't think that this will reach from the switch, from the battery all the way up to the cabin, because the battery is so far back on the chassis. So I'll have to figure out what to do there. The other thing I can do is probably just solder two extension lines going to the battery, and then mount all of this inside the cab, and not have to deal with it, because you could see the relay is only about the negative terminal to the relay, you got about 6 inches, that's it. So that means the relay would need to be mounted near the battery, which I don't want to do. So I'm gonna do like a dry setup, or I should say a test mount, just to see if the wiring works and the lights work. And then I'm probably gonna wire it from the cab back. So I'm gonna install the lights, attach the wiring to the lights, run it up underneath into the cab, and then figure out what to do to get the power to the battery. Okay, so I messed around with this off camera, and basically the harness I bought will not reach all the way to the battery. So what I'm gonna do is keep all of the wiring inside the cab, and then I'm just gonna run 2 wires that will go outside to the battery, and then this way all of the you know, the relays and the fuses and all that stuff is inside. I don't have to worry about that getting wet. What I might do is, because I don't have to worry about it getting wet, I'm gonna shorten some of these wires because they're just way too long. And then I started thinking about how am I gonna get the wires going to the headlights outside of the cab. So when you look underneath here, there is a grommet there with the wire. This is on the passenger side, on the left side, that goes out to the front. I think this is the blinker harness, and it might also be for the headlight. But then when you go onto the driver's side, let me walk around to show you that. You got the same thing right there above the gas pedal. So figure the best thing to do this is to feed the wire harness through there. I don't need to feed through both sides because it's spliced right here, so hopefully that grommet will give enough that I could get all of this wiring through there. And what I have to do is I had to remove the bumper. So to remove the bumper, I don't need to remove it all the way, I just need to move it out enough that I could get clearance under there. So basically you got to remove the license plate bracket, and when you do that, there will be a nut right there, that stud, and you got to remove the blinkers, and there's a nut behind this blinker and a nut behind that blinker, and you kind of see, actually let me pop off the bumper. So you also have to remove these two screws that are mounted here and here. That keeps the bumper in place. Same thing on the other side. And now we should be able to move the bumper forward enough that we can kind of see that grommet right there. And like I said, I'm going to try to feed it just through one side, which would be the driver's side here, and feed it through, and then the wires will just kind of like, I'll try to wedge them between the bumper and the body line, and just come up to the mounting point.
This is a Ryan Little production.
Okay, so the kit also, the wiring harness also came with these the spade male side plugs, and they actually have a sleeve around them, which will make an airtight seal with the harness, because the harness will actually, the male terminal has a rubberized sleeve like this one that fits inside of this one, so make it a watertight connection. I also put some heat shrink to make sure no exposed wire was left. And it also comes with fuses, so there's a fuse line for the terminal, for the power line. I assume there's a fuse in there, but I guess not, so I have to pop this one in there. Okay, I just want to do a little review of how I wired this up. So basically, you got your positive and negative terminals. I make these quick disconnect terminals so that if I ever have to remove the battery, I could disconnect the fog lights. I have the wire going under the body, and it's actually going into the cabin. Let me see if I can get under there. Right there, the green and red wire. So that is the grommet that goes into the cab for the handbrake. So I just moved the grommet a little bit to the side, and I fed the wire through it. And where it comes out, it comes into the cab pretty much right there. Sorry, I'm a little lost here. I can't really focus on there. Let me see. Yep. Too hard to tell, but basically right in that hole there, it's hard to see, but that's where the cable for the handbrake, it's actually this cable that goes back, comes in. So I actually snaked the cable underneath this console area, underneath the center console here, under here, and if I swing around to that side, you could kind of see. So right now the only thing I have hanging out is the wire for the switch. So I'm gonna try to figure out where on the dashboard I want to mount the switch. Obviously you want to do it where the driver can reach, so I'm not sure exactly where to go with it yet. I'm either gonna put it somewhere underneath the dashboard so it's not visible, but I did test the lights to see, so if we could actually just quickly connect the switch here. Try to do this with one hand. The switch is actually illuminated, which is kind of cool. So if I turn that, oh, it's actually on already. So let's see. There you go. Now I don't know how bright these are. What I'm gonna do is later on I'll come back at night. I'll turn the headlights on and then those driving lights just to see how much of a difference they make. But basically, that's where we are right now. So I'm just gonna wire up that switch, or the mounting hole for the switch, and drill a hole, and I guess we could call this one complete. Alright, so I just realized that right here, this is the light for the back of the cab. There's also these 3 blank switches, so this is a perfect mounting spot. I'm just gonna take my my step drill and drill a hole, and the switch itself looks like you just need to push it in, and it has these spring tabs here that should lock it into place. So there's no, sometimes there's like a threaded nut that goes on the back, but this one doesn't even need that.